For most of you, you've probably already seen this news already, what little news we have of it, but something quite strange has come up, which is that Gran Turismo is releasing a demo later this year. On the PS4 and PS5, it is of course free, and this is a kind of concept, no pun intended, which we haven't really seen for some time from Gran Turismo. Prologues, concepts, GT these are the versions of Gran Turismo that would be released, sometimes free, sometimes paid. That's not really something that they do anymore. It's more of a back in my day kind of thing, whereas now they're doing this later this year, and it seems less about GT Sport or GT7 or even GT8, so don't get your hopes up if you were hoping for that, and it certainly doesn't appear to have anything to do with motorcycles at this time, so unfortunately for me it's no Tourist Trophy 2 teaser or a GT 2, it's a 30th anniversary event for the PlayStation itself, and of course you're going to have Gran Turismo in there in some form because it's pretty much the racing game for the PlayStation, much like Forza is really for the Xbox. But what's interesting is that this appears to be, or certainly has the trajectory of being, a pared down version of essentially what we're currently working with anyway. It's a tribute, I would guess, more to a Gran Turismo 1, probably with some menu aesthetics. It would be really cool if we had maybe like some updated music. It's probably one of the things they could do for this relatively easily. Get some of those themes like from maybe menus, different dealerships. Gran Turismo 1 and 2 were very iconic for their menu music, and having that would be very fun, especially given that it's free. It will probably have some circuits, some vehicles, some reused assets from the current games. I would wager probably more so 7 than Sport if anything, and probably a couple of events to compete in. Being a demo, I wouldn't expect there to necessarily be any kind of currency in the game, and I don't think there'll be probably that many vehicles in there either. I would expect this to be a handful of tracks, a handful of events, and a few cars. If it ends up being bigger than that, then of course that'll be cool, and I'll probably feature it on the channel anyway. I'll probably delete it afterwards as well, because I doubt anything meaningful will come from the game in the long run, but it's just an interesting little kind of tribute. Well, as I said, it's the 30th anniversary, it's all about the celebration, rather than advertising a new product. And of course, from a product perspective, I'm sure they'll pick up a couple of people who will play it and maybe haven't bought Sport or 7 yet, and it might win them over to wanting to do so. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen for many people, because those folks will probably already own the game, but a couple, sure, I could potentially see it. Like I said, I will be featuring it probably on the channel. I wouldn't necessarily expect any exclusive content in there either. It would actually be a pretty awesome thing and a nice throwback to those older games if they were to do that though. Remember, for example, the Toyota Pod back in the older Prologue days, or having bikes in GT HD. Those are really cool things, but as cool as it would be, I wouldn't necessarily suggest getting your hopes up too much. If anything, I could see some kind of special vehicle being maybe more like a special livery for that game, because that seems to be more like what they do recently. You know, like with the time trial events, you'll win a special livery, or for Nations Cup, you'll win like a Red Bull with a special livery. I could see them doing something like that in the game. Aside from that, I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. Of course, stick around for more Gran Turismo content though, and of course this briefly, no doubt, when it comes out. Until then, I'll see you next time. But for now, thanks for watching.